Hey folks, welcome back. It's Paneling, the show where I copy panels from famous artists and works that I like. We're doing One Piece. If you watched the first episode in this series, you know we're doing a picture of Don Quixote do Flamingo, which is a name that I'm going to try to say as many times as possible so that I can stop muddling it every time I say it. Hey, that's a fool's errand. But I have talked a lot about Oda and how Oda's character designs do a good job of instantly letting you know what the character does, right? Instantly letting you know what they're about. And I've always thought that Doflamingo was a great design because he just looks like an evil bastard, which is, what he is. But working on this now, I'm realizing that he has Spider-Man eyes. And I'm thinking to myself, that can't be... they also kind of look like feathers, which is on point with the aesthetic. But given Doflamingo's power set, I feel like this can't be unintentional. Like I said, I'm reading the Dressrosa arc right now, and in the Colosseum bit, there are so many just direct references to characters. In that, the most obvious one is he just puts in wholesale Abdullah the Butcher and Tiger Jeet Singh from wrestling, and the Abdullah the Butcher one I think is fantastic because he's got all the scars on his forehead, obviously, but his weapon he uses is a pitchfork, which is, if you don't know Abdullah the Butcher, he stabbed people with forks. That was his thing. Wrestling. So I've got this basically I made the head too big and too small, both, but I'm gonna actually draw in the features and let them spill off the kind of little frame that I've got here. Doing that smile thing I do. I don't know why it's so difficult to me to visualize a smile without doing this, but what are you gonna do? The other reason I picked this is because of the heavy blacks, which I do also want to get better at. I love his hair. He's practically got Guy Fieri hair. Honestly, he just kind of wholesale has a bit of a Guy Fieri vibe, doesn't he? Like if Guy Fieri was the master of evil. Alright, we'll get into the... puff the cheeks out a little bit. Very pointy nose. kind of going through and looking at, and I feel like even when I feel like I'm doing it as written, right? I'm like, hey, something's different. Something's different with mine. What is it? Why is it? You know, in the perspective here, the nose pokes just a little bit over the mouth and the teeth. How come Oda's version is showing so much teeth and mine isn't? So clearly the mouth has to be a little wider. Might be using slightly too thick a pencil, but I'll worry about that later. The thing I'm most worried about now is breaking already the thing that I said to myself, which is that I was going to worry less about the details in the beginning and more about getting the shapes correct. And maybe if I did that, Oda's, it's like the face is wrapped around the skull, really tight and angry. And that's what I need to capture. It's kind of that wrap. There's this emotional component to character design, which is far more important than one-to-one reproduction of the art. And if you can get the same feeling, even if it looks a little bit different, it doesn't really matter. Right, so you get the ball of the skull and the bottom of that really going right along the eyes. Get that below it. That's what we need to do here. I've got no problem erasing stuff because if you drew it once, you can draw it again. Draw it again. If you drew it once, you can draw it again. There we go. Start by maybe blacking out all the muscles in the forehead. Doing a lot of black stuff. You know, we did it with this hand here, which we got to go back and finish that hand at some point, but I just want to find out what his head feels like. Hmm. No, not quite. The nose come down off of the brow line, and then big smile. It's not really going the way I want it to. That's cool. It's because I started from a bad position. Originally I had the ball of the head here with the dot at the center, which, as you can see, is not correct. Ball of the skull. Down that center line, pointing at the hand. Already better. Let me get the shapes for the eyes. I'm just gonna call them his eyes because I don't know that he ever takes his glasses off, so they might as well be his eyes. I'm kind of squished in, right? I don't know why I really want those glasses to come off the side of the head when they don't do that. Part of this might be me identifying and trying to unlearn some bad habits, so... If I bring back my panel, I can see just how far I need to go to make this like the original. Alright, the head's in place. I can start to think a little bit about how all this is connected. Take a look at where his shoulders must be. The coat is doing a lot of work in terms of making him both kind of bird-like covering up the anatomy on the top of the page. I'm still really not happy with the way my head came out. And we're gonna have to spend a little bit of time messing with that. You know, I'm trying to figure out the why. The skull is longer, maybe, than I'm thinking. Like I said before, it's like it's wrapped, right? And his ears. Kind of travel back, giving him like this kind of goblin shape for his head. This is going to help me a lot when I eventually do my Doflamingo fan art. I'll have learned a thing or two about the character already. I'm kind of taking over the page with my own art here, but that's okay. Spiky hair man. If I can just get the smile to stay within the confines of the cheeks and the head that I've created here. Think about it like a moon, perhaps. I like this better. I do. It's way too small for anybody else to see, but I do like that better. Quite a bit. So, alright. I'm going to call this good progress. You know, a lot of this is erasing things you don't like and doing it again. That's just kind of the nature of what we're trying to do here. So, with that in mind, I'll see you next time for more of the same. Stick around for the plug, and thank you for joining me.